Well, what's up, everyone? It's Jason. Saying hello. Having one hell of a trip. Heading back from Long Beach. Got a new contact for some containers. Had a good lead up on some one trips, which is nice because seem to be getting more popular up there. I know I like the one trips for what I'm building on, but so bringing a one trip up behind me. You can see in the corner there, that tan thing, 20-foot one trip in the old family truckster, the Dodge Dually Mega Cab, and been nothing but problems. Crazy. First, the electrical system went crazy on me over in Holbrook on the way out of town yesterday. Ended up having a nice guy pull up, say, "Hey man, you need some help?" I had the hood up. He figured I was doing something, and he drove me. We took my cores out, my two batteries out, and one was pretty swollen, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. Looks like maybe I had some like electrical current, like a draw or something on, maybe keeping that battery warm all the time, and I didn't pay attention to which one it was until I took them off, so I don't know if it was my starting battery or the auxiliary. I think I got two on the diesel under the hood. And but anyway, so I took those back in. They should have been warranted, but finding an interstate dealer anywhere near me or near Holbrook was I only found one, and he didn't have any batteries. He didn't have the batteries in stock, so that was a big chunk of change over at O'Reilly's. Man, they saw me coming. They're like, "Ooh, let's get this guy with the highest cranking amperage we could possibly find. 65 series batteries, two of them, and let's just hit his pocketbook hard." But yeah, some good Samaritan pulled over, helped me out, took my cores and myself over to O'Reilly's, and then helped me put them back in the truck, and I was on my merry way. So, truck was going great, electrical was fine, so maybe the batteries were just had a draw, like I said, and got them low, and something was wrong with one of them. And then a decent start on one battery, so I'm thinking it maybe killed one battery, and then went on it did do an electrical warning on the way into Holbrook. So I kind of knew something was going on, but I didn't expect to just go complete cold turkey like that. The battery's like 2 years old, so it's not like they were brand new, but you hope to get maybe 5 years out of a battery, set of batteries in your truck, especially when you take care of your truck, but it didn't happen. So I leave there. I'm driving through Flagstaff, and I tell you, man, that freeway was just bad. That's got some sections up there when you get right up by Flagstaff through Williams. Was it the 40 maybe? I can't remember what the name of that one is. I don't normally go that direction, but I was trying to avoid sitting in Phoenix traffic, work traffic. But so yeah, I go through I think it's the 40, and man, there were some sections of that road that, I'm in a 4x4 dually with all-terrain tires and just getting my ass kicked. But yeah, my truck hits a pothole, one of 747 potholes in a 5 to 10 minute interval, and suddenly I'm in a death wobble, which I've never ever gotten on a nicer vehicle. I've gotten them on like my Jeeps that are when I was younger that were all crappy, and I was just throwing together a shoestring budget and popsicle sticks and rubber bands. But yeah, full death wobble, flipping 70 miles an hour, towing empty, but just flying all over the place. I mean, just like out of nowhere, full death wobble in my 2009 Mega Cab Dually with 180,000 miles. Not like this thing's an old piece of crap. It's not brand new, but so I try and take really good care of it. Spend a lot of money and someone else taking care of it, I guess I should say. But yeah, death wobble from hell. If you hear the beeping right now or the clicking, that's my hazards. I'm going 55 down the 10 right now, and I'm trying to let everyone know that, hey, at any given time, this thing could death rattle. So I get a death rattle so bad, my electrical shuts off again. Or not yesterday. I picked my container, driving back, everything's fine. I get a death rattle, a death wobble, heading out of Indio, almost about 15 minutes to Blythe, and I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here? All of a sudden, the truck won't even go. It literally coasts to a stop on the side of the highway with my personal belongings, a trailer, a big-ass container. It's like, man, at least I can sleep in a container, I guess. Pretty cozy. You don't want to get locked in those, though. That's bad. But yeah, so I pull her side of the road, pop the hood, can't figure out what's going on, and all of a sudden I realize the terminal, the battery shook loose from like the little support things that hold them in place at the bottom, and they're OEM, and it had a bolt came out on both sides. That's how bad this thing death wobbled, and probably they weren't tight because I never thought to even check them. So both my batteries are all rumbled around. One, the terminal comes completely off, smacks one of the hard metal lines to the power steering pump, breaks that, shooting sparks there. Like, oh, I'm gonna die. So man, what a shit day. So I try and milk this thing into Blythe, or I did milk this thing into Blythe. I got 2 more death wobbles going like 55 miles an hour, so you could experience one with me right now. If you see my face just blopping all over the place, and I'm like, oh, you know, that whole thing, we're probably in a death wobble. Hope it doesn't happen. I'm going 55 right now. So yeah, so I'm not really sure what the hell's going on with my truck. I can't figure out if a couple of those potholes just hit so hard that something got loose on the front end. I mean, I'm down there moving things around, and I gotta slow down right here. Oh my God. Every time I hit a bump, it's like a puckering moment to see, is this thing gonna ride out its own path, or am I gonna control it myself? When it goes in that death wobble, man, a dually with a trailer, ooh, scary. But yeah, I don't know, something just got loose from just getting banged around so hard because that road is such a pile of shit. And obviously something maybe I just maintenance-wise, I overlooked or something. But yeah, I mean, it's scary. So I'm literally putting down the freeway, 55 miles an hour right now, 50 right now. All these truckers are gonna just be like, what a douche you are. Sorry, bro. Honk, honk. Van life. I see someone out there courtside just chilling. So anyway, I pull into AutoZone. I get some gloves, some rags, some fresh power steering fluid. My hydro pump did start a leak last night, late in the evening. I didn't mention that. Yeah, it's my hydro pump. I'm coming back last night. I'm going down last night to Long Beach. It's a long haul, man. It's a 9.5 hour, as the crow flies, and I'm not flying, so it's a good 11-hour drive at times. So yeah, my hydro, or I guess my power brake assist, but I think you call it a hydro booster on these models, starts leaking. I'm like, okay, it's leaked before, and had it looked at, no issues. It's leaking right now, or leaking last night. So I put some power steering fluid in there, top it off. The reason I even noticed, I heard a little whining, like do a little moaning kind of womp sound when you're putting the brakes on or turning. So I thought, okay, well, something's going on there. Check that out. And I noticed it had some weeping on the bottom of it. It's all over the frickin' front, axle and just everything. So that's great. I try and find a place to pressure wash it. There's not a place inside I can pull in with my truck and the container, so I just keep on keeping on. But yeah, that rode fine last night. Like I said, no death wobble, no weirdness, all good. But today, like I said, the first death wobble happened. Battery got knocked off the terminal. The whole, I mean, it was crazy. So I got a laundry list of shit to do on this vehicle when I get back. And this is my moneymaker, man. This is my true reliable, great shape, I thought, work truck. And I mean, I don't do maintenance on my own trucks these days. So I mean, I guess I just neglected some stuff, or I like it when I bring it to the mechanic and they give me a goddamn laundry list. I don't care if there's 20 things on there. I may not do all 20 of them. I mean, I'm mechanically inclined enough to know like what I need, what I don't need. But I don't know. I haven't really met that. Haven't really got that mechanic customer relationship up in northern Arizona yet. I got some good shops I'm working with, but I haven't got the relationship where they're riding on the rails here, guys. When you come into Courtside, it's so bumpy. I'm just afraid I'm going to ride the lightning here in a second. I just haven't developed a relationship with a mechanic that knows how I am with my stuff. I mean, I have no problem spending the money. If you don't have the skill sets or don't want to apply yourself or put the time in, you got to pay someone to do it. That's just how it goes. That's just life. So I don't have any problem paying the fiddler, especially if they're saying, hey, these 5 things are wrong with your truck. Let's go ahead and get ahead of them right now while you're in here. It's a lot more expensive to do it in Blythe, I can tell you that much. In Courtside, oh my God, I don't even know if there's a mechanic there. If there is, I mean, I can't imagine, maybe they have great reviews. I can't really judge a book by its cover, I guess, or stereotype, but I just don't see that being a mecca. Blythe was, and I called around. No one could get to my truck for 4 or 5 days. So I was like, okay, that's not going to work. That's not going to be able to happen. I can't sit here for 4 or 5 days. But so anyway, right now, truck's going down the road. 55 miles an hour seems to be about the sweet spot. 60 at the peak. But if you hit a bump on the right or the left, fine. If you hit a bump right, left, like a couple in succession, oh my God, it's like I said, ride the lightning here. So you're just holding on. I got my hand up, holding on the horn of the saddle, trying to do an 8-second ride out, slamming the brakes as hard as possible, which probably don't help the brakes. So Right now, I got a hydro boost that's leaking like a sieve for the brakes. I'm under the impression that works for the power steering and brakes on this model, but I could be wrong. So I do have a power steering pump with a reservoir. That's fine, except for there is a hard line that's broken off of that AutoZone, we couldn't even figure out what it was. We even Googled it, and we went down a rabbit hole for about 20 minutes and never figured out what the line was or if they could get it or anything. So the hydro boost they can get tomorrow, so no sense sitting there today. My brakes don't work great, but I've driven shittier brakes on old 60s and 70s mile trucks, so it feels like an old Volkswagen Bug, but the weight of a truck. So I've had a lot of drum brake, old hot rods, classic cars in my days, so I'm used to not having that power assist or power steering or power brake. So it's not the biggest surprise for me. But yeah, so I'm going down the highway right now, and I got about, I'd say 60% of the braking power I would like to have for a guy towing down the highway. A little dangerous. On top of all that, the AC stopped working. So I mean, no rhyme or reason there. Could be electrical related, since the electrical system is all in the fritz earlier, and then I did the brake off terminal and sparks flying out of my hood. I'm an AC guy. I mean, unless it's like 2 degrees out, I'm running AC, so I'm like actually a little hot right now. So I'm wearing a sweatshirt. Probably not the smartest thing to wear a sweatshirt if you're hot, but I am. So anyway, pulling through Courtside right now. This place is toned down quite a bit. Not too many people out here anymore. Everyone just a Canadian. I call the Canadian desert hippies. Hopefully that didn't insult anyone. I wasn't trying to. I thought it was funny. And because what it reminds me of just kind of a hippie pilgrimage. And right now it's mostly Canadian snowbirds down here. And I don't blame them. Living in the snow sucks. So, and living in Canada, no offense either, looks like it sucks a lot. Looks like a crash course in tyranny right now. I couldn't imagine living up there and dealing with that bullshit. I imagine what we see on TV isn't 100% accurate, but it doesn't look pretty. But yeah, so I'm just milking along the freeway here, going super slow, taking my time, and just gonna get home. I'm gonna get up to Arizona, up to Phoenix. So I'm gonna go to Phoenix Mesa area and see if I can get anyone to look at what's going on with my suspension in the front. Why am I dancing down the highway when I never have before? I mean, like I said, it could be something real simple. I could have broke a bushing on something. I mean, this highway, the 10 is bad, and that 40, made the 10 look like a goddamn, Indy race car track. I mean, it was so bad. I mean, it made this thing look smooth, and this is not. So that was the association with the comment. But anyway, so yeah, I'm milking it along. I'm going to get to Phoenix tonight. Maybe grab a hotel because I'd rather be in Phoenix to choose between 20 different service shops than Courtside, which might be one dude or one gal driving around in their personal vehicle working on stuff like a mobile service. I don't know. Maybe they're awesome. I don't want to wait for that. So heading to Phoenix, Mesa area, see if someone can get on this thing. And I called maybe 8 shops, and I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, we don't work on big diesel trucks like that." I'm thinking like, well, how is it even possible? I mean, like, there's diesel trucks up and down this freeway. There's thousands of them every day. I mean, I guess if you don't work on diesels, you don't work on diesels. But I guess if you make enough money on cars, why bother, right? But I just found that to be a little bit surprising that that was the common consensus was that we don't work on diesel trucks like that, or we can work on that, but that's not what we specialize in, or we don't normally work on that. Like, oh, never mind. And a lot of them too, they work in semi trucks or RVs, but not diesel, personal trucks. I thought it was kind of interesting. But yeah, so I don't know how you guys' day is. Put it in the comments. Having a good day, having a bad day, have a good story, ripping down the highway, having to deal with this kind of stuff. But yeah, throw it in the comments if you had a wonderful trip one time. Being an owner-operator of your own gig, I love it 99% of the time. This is the 1% I do not like it, because there's a lot on your plate. I got a customer waiting for a container tomorrow, and I got a customer waiting for a container on Thursday, and possibly one on Saturday. So I got to figure this out real quick, get everything kind of lined up. I have my farm truck at the house, and I have not fixed the wheel bearing on that, because I was thinking, let's focus on a couple of other things. That doesn't have to be a priority right now. And man, I'm wishing I had that wheel bearing already fixed, because it's got a few other things too in that. It's been sitting a while, and it doesn't dance around like this thing's doing right now. But I have a feeling a couple of trips down the freeway or some dirt roads is going to have some messed up bushing and things like that too, tie rods and all that. So the 7.3 farm truck's going to need a little love, to the tune of maybe $900 in parts and $900 in labor if I don't do it myself, and I'm probably not going to do it myself because I'm just busy keeping up with everything else, and I'm not technically as good as a typical mechanic that's certified to do that or trained to do that. So anyway, we're heading out. Like I said, just keep on pushing on, see what we can come up with. See how far I can get down this highway without getting the death wobble. I wasn't hoping to get one, but if I did get one, I wanted to get it while you guys were on the tube here, so you could be like, "Oh my God," and experience that with me. It's scary as shit. Lock the brakes up, hope for the best. I mean, it was pulling me one way. It was crazy. So anyway, stay tuned. Just talking and rambling, man. Doing a road trip. So like I said, I'm bringing one trips up, 20-foot one trips. They're a little pricey at $6,800. They're no joke, but they are clean. So getting clean cargo worthy was getting hard. Getting clean. Wind and water tight aren't clean, so that's not hard to get a bad one of those. They're always bad. So we have in our area. Brought a one trip up a few weeks ago, and I've got nothing but like requests for one trips now. So I got 2 going out this week. I have 3 people I'm gonna get back to you right now that all want one trips or want information on them and availability. And I said I just got a new contact that is able to match or beat my previous pricing on these. So when they were available, so not long ago, but just the last couple of months when they became available. So any price I can, any money I can save, I can beat the other guys in town. I'm not beating them by a landslide, but I'm beating them by $600 right now on a one trip. So that's a pretty significant savings, really. But yeah, if you guys are interested in a one trip, let me know. Throw in the comments if you need to get in touch with me. My number's all over this thing, or I can hand it to you through there. Not a big deal. And just be rambling, man. Hopefully your guys' day's going better than mine. Most of my days are pretty awesome. I rarely get stressed or upset or anything like that. And I'm not really upset. I'm just kind of like, it's like that Murphy's Law or whatever it is. When things just go wrong, they just go, holy shit. So I was kind of hoping for a little bit of battery problem, no big deal. 2 new batteries. You got a couple years, 3 or 4 years of good life, hopefully, out of those. That's an investment in your truck. But just dancing around the freeway, hitting these potholes, just getting hammered. And then on top of that, now I got no AC, and I got, my brakes are at 60%. Something's going on here. So, all fixable items. It's going to be get it back to the house, get the 7.3 working real quick for a backup plan, and or the van. I guess we can drive the Ultra Blue Beast, my 6.0 diesel van, around towing containers. That'll be a pretty unique sight going down the highway. No, I haven't seen that ever. Not necessarily the vehicle I want to do it in. It's up on 34-inch tires or 35-inch, 33 to 35 tires, whatever they end up being, a 285. Not exactly what you want to be using for your tow rig. Be a little wonky with a great vehicle, but not lifted. Lifted will make it kind of wonky and bounce around a bit, especially a van. And imagine hitting the van with a nice side wind and hitting a container that's 3 feet off the ground, top of my trailer with a side wind at the same time. Oh my God, you'd probably launch across the whole damn freeway. That'd be pretty sketchy. So yeah, let's not do that. Even though I do have a nice action van suspension lift kit on that thing, and it does really well. Like I said, the motor purrs like nobody's business, and it's got some power. I don't think the block of cheese on wheels with another even bigger block of cheese on wheels behind it is going to be good for a crosswind at 55 miles an hour heading down Beeline Highway or the 10. So anyway, so I get the farm truck going the next couple of days. Get this thing in the shop, and then I got plans for the big property too. We're gonna get out there and do some. We're gonna finish off that tiny house with the siding. Gonna build a patio on that thing, and then I'm gonna start working on some 40-foot one trip high tops for my workshop. I already talked about it before, but back at it again. So we've made some new contacts, like I said. So I got a couple. When I say I get a deal, I might be saving $100, $200. And eat it right back up in gas, obviously. So it doesn't I'm getting rich on that, but anything helps. $50 helps, $100 helps. Filling up my gas in Arizona, not in California, helps. All these little things make a big difference on me being able to offer the prices I do and still be profitable and still enjoy what I'm doing. But yeah, I hope everything's good out there. Off-gridders, as far as that goes, if you guys need help with anything, let me know. I know I'm a busy guy, but if I can lend a hand, I'll lend a hand. If you're an off-gridder or on my off-grid channel and you're into the van life, we just did our first meetup, and it was decently successful. We had 5 or 6 people show up. 4 4 vans, and then a truck. A guy named Bill was interested in getting the van, so he was just coming to pick our brains and hang out. We had about 5 or 6 people bail on it because of the inclement weather. It was a Southern California deal, not to pick on Southern Californians. I'm originally from Southern California, but I also lived in the mountains, and I do not necessarily like the snow, but I mean, I've lived in the snow many years, and similar snow to what we get in northern Arizona, a little less cold, but similar up in decent altitude. But yeah, a lot of guys did not want to come out to the trip if there was going to be inclement weather, and when there's like snow in Mission Viejo and snow in Newport Beach, I had a pretty good feeling that people from Orange County were like, dude, I'm out. You know, if it's snowing in Orange County, it's not going to be pretty out there right underneath Mount Whitney, 14,000 plus peak. You know, it was cold. It was a really cold weekend. So I enjoyed it. We were ready for it. Me and the boys had really good sleeping bags. We had our buddy heater. We had our big old cabin tent. We took our stock van because we had someone make a deposit on the blue van that we thought was sold. And I mentioned I would leave it home and not put miles on it. So he bailed out of that deal. So we didn't end up selling that van, which is kind of weird. But, you know, it is what it is. He got cold feet. Nice guy. He ended up buying a 2013, I think, standard wheelbase 5.4 gasser van, just like our 2013 extended gasser van. We have the 5.4. So he'll probably be happy with that. I'm not real happy with the 5.4 motor. Even with this thing being on the fritz, I just like diesel, man. Diesels are a pain in your butt. They cost a ton of money. Got to maintain them, but man, when they're working good, which is, you know, most of the time they're working good, just when they go to the doctors they get expensive. But when a diesel's running right, man, it's hard to beat the performance. I mean, there's no gas motor that touches it. I don't care what people tell you, V10, 5.4, whatever. So anyway, yeah. Long story short, I still got 2 vans. So I'm actually considering selling both of them, lifting the white van. If you follow that channel at all, keeping the blue van how it is right now, but maybe doing a few modifications and additions to it, get it all sparkly and ready for sale. It runs like a top. It's a badass van. I love it. It's just not an extended body. It's what I want. And doing a body swap is just really expensive. Taking the extended van, lifting it up, putting it on the brand new rims and tires I have sitting in the storage facility or storage container right now, and then selling them both, and then either buying a 7.3 or 6.0 ambulance. So I really like the ambulances. They're just really cool. The box is rated for a 65 mile an hour like tip over. That's how they test those things. It's aluminum. They're just phenomenally well built. And you can find a really good deal on a stock ambulance that came out as decommissioned that I can lift temporarily, build all out, and enjoy it, and then down the road, probably 4x4 an ambulance if I got some of that. And I'm talking about a van front ambulance with a box on the back, you know, the square one, the rectangle box. I got a big ass dog and big kids, so we need room. Or a 6.0 or 7.3 diesel extended body Ford E350 Econoline. That would be my second option, or you know, that'd probably be my first option really, or first look. And then if an ambulance came along, I'd jump on it. So I might be lifting. I'm going to be lifting the white van for sure, and then probably selling the blue and white van both. And I'll put that money towards the next project. So the next project will be, like I said, the combination of what I have. I got an extended gasser and I got a short body or standard body 6.0 diesel. If I could just have them have a kid, you know, with a 6.0 diesel and an extended body, I'd be set. But to do this body swap from the 2013 to the 06, I think it's just too much work. It doesn't make much sense. I'm into those vans right. They're built nicely. They both run great. I've done a lot of little maintenance things on them, and I've paid for some maintenance on them, so they should make someone very happy that comes across those to purchase them. So anyway, guys, that was a little side note there. That's for the Adventure Ready Van Life channel. Check that out if you're a van person. When I got segued into that is this: if you have a van or like camping, I'm going to be advertising and promoting other camp events on that. And if you want to go camping, you don't have to have a van, but it's more van centric and off-road van specifically centric. But the camping is basically going either remote or to a campground. It's not one of these hoity-toity ones like a $12 a night campground. Meeting up with 5 to 10 people, and then get different people in the group, and then going and exploring mining relics and old ghost towns. So if you're into that, check it out. It's getting dark here, guys. I gotta watch this road because if I hit a pothole, I'm riding the lightning, like I said. Take care. Talk to you soon.